Hello there, welcome to part 3 of Blender 2.5 Alpha 1 Introduction 101 video tutorials. In this video we'll be showing you moving, rotating and scaling of an object, and that will just about do us, I think. So if you've got your scene up and running and you are looking for the manipulators for moving, scaling and rotating, and you currently can't see any, maybe you need to go and press the gizmo to make it show or unhide. So that's down here. This little sort of triangle-y sticky thing down here. Click on that. Now you can see the gizmo in the viewport. We've also got our object select. If I deselect my object, if I do that and do that, actually if we go and select a camera, that'll deselect it. If I go and select my object, it has a little orange outline. Let's just cover that while we're here. And also, you know what? Let's just have a quick look over in the right-hand side to be completely boring. This is our outliner, or if you're in Lightwave, this is your scene manager. So in my scene I've got one lamp, one cube, one camera and a world. How exciting. And I can show or hide them over here. And yeah, so I can then select different things. So I can select my lamp, that's selected my lamp, that's going to select my cube. When I've got something selected, there's a little orange outline. We are in object mode as well at the moment. As you can see here, we're in object mode. So we're not editing the object, we're not in like vertex or polygon mode or edge mode, we're in object mode. So we're going to move the whole object. The other thing to note is currently it's called cube, isn't it? So let's go and hit the numeric panel, which begins with the letter N, if I can talk properly. Let's change this over and call it box. B-O-X. Box. So you can rename something pretty easily with the numeric panel here, and you'll notice over here it's also changed to box. If I open that up, it knows it was made from a cube, so it's showing you the original primitive was a cube. We've renamed it box. We can close that back up again. And let's get rid of the numeric panel off there. So N for numeric, that goes away, and we'll actually finally get around to moving something. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So we have the gizmo on-off switch down here. We've got move, we've got rotation, and we've got scale. So let's go to move, and we can move in any of these angles here. So these are all presets, so we can sort of move it along, down and around and whatever. And that is about that. Okay. And same with rotation. We can go to the next one, which is rotate. I can click on this guy here and rotate it around. Yeah, or we can rotate this guy around here. Now, let's do another way of rotating. So let's go Control Z, do that. Push the N for numeric panel up. You can also see rotation here. I can do this numerically here with the X, Y and Z. Okay, I can actually switch my gizmo off as well, so I don't have to see the gizmo. There we go. So we can do it that way. And we can reset a field as well. I'll set it to 0, for instance. And 0. Now that also goes for location as well. So numeric panel is good for renaming things, doing tiny transforms that you need to go and do transforms, and scaling as well. Let's quickly switch that gizmo back on again, and we'll do a scale. So we can do a scale as well, so we can click and drag on that and that will scale it up and down. Okay. Now the other thing you might want to go and do, let's go and do a rotation, for instance. So let's go down to rotate, and we're going to use the numeric panel to rotate it off center, so it's that way, and it's also that way. Okay, and what I want to do now is I want to move it in local space. I want to move it along this axis here. And currently if I go back to my move tool, it's not going to allow me to do that. It's going to move it up and down. I want to move it that way. So what I need to do now is change my global setting here down to local, and now that should be able to move it in that orientation. Okay, so move, scale, rotate. There we go. So that is basic 101 of how to move stuff around. So quite good, really, isn't it? And there you go. Oh, you can also lock stuff. So very much like Lightwave and other programs where you can lock out something so you can't accidentally move it in a particular fashion that you don't want to go and move it in. And yeah, so you've got local, gimbal, normal, view, and orientation, and blah 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 blah. I'll imagine by default it's global. And that that'll do that, won't it? I think that'll cover that. So yeah, moving, rotating, scaling. Shortcut keys are Translation, as in moving, is G for they call it the grab key. So G for grabbing, R for rotation, and S for scaling as your shortcut keys. And don't forget, if you can't find your gizmo, that's because you have it switched off. So it's like invisible. Turn it on and you can see it. And then you've got your global settings. And that is that. So that's moving, scaling, rotating. So with that, we'll move on to another video. And that is that. See you in a bit.